opens a bag of chips across the room, my train of thought's gone. Like my whole train of thought will be ruined. I got to start from square one with just like the sound of chips open up. So the fact that he had people talking in his ear while interviewing the founders blows my mind. My brain has never worked like that.
Yeah, it was mad well, for real. It was hella enjoyable too though, because I could hear everything that was happening on one end, especially with Dinjin and Cass. And it was wild because we were all playing, like, literally playing telephone. So Dinjin was repeating with Snap was saying to him to instruct Cass, and I'm listening to what Snap is saying to Dinjin to repeat to Cass for the instructions, and then I'm listening for my cues to say to the founders what we need to talk about and whatever it is that they should talk about to get to that cue that Snap just gave the Dinjin to give to Cass so he could. It was just crazy, but it was mad fun. It was mad fun.
Yeah, I was gonna say I don't know if Snap's in here, but obviously a huge shout out to him for helping pull off the live stream because he is just hella professional, and I think we did a lot of different things that people probably didn't expect in such a short amount of time. So it was super fun to put together, and I'm excited to see more stuff like that. You know, it's gonna be cool.
Someone told me that it was so loud in there that like Zaptio on the other side of the table couldn't even hear what you guys were talking to on one side of the table. And I went and rewatched the live stream, and when you guys were like talking, you could tell he had no idea what y'all were saying. Like it was that loud that you guys still managed to have a conversation and flow as well as you did.
It
Pretty
was
impressive.
crazy loud, man. They legit had to put. You couldn't see this on camera, but it was like an obstruction, like a wall, like a temporary wall that they placed next to us that stopped the sound from the speakers that were right on the other side of the wall because we were sitting right next to the speakers. But nobody knew that this was going to be the layout. This was all just off the cuff, right? We were shooting from the hip. And while they were setting up the day before, we was like, oh, yo, this sound is going to be a problem. If they playing all of this the entire time, it's going to be an issue. So we were sitting there trying to troubleshoot on how we could alleviate the whole sound issue. But yeah, we did the best we could. Cass came up with a great idea, like, yo, let's just move this wall over here and we can sit it right here and we can block it all out. And it executed correctly, but it was mad loud. Like you could hear it in the stream how loud it got because the echo and everything else when we were speaking. And it's amazing how Snap, I wish Snap was in here, man. Somebody got to text us, man, so he can jump up here. But it was amazing how he cleared up the sound with the YouTube that he just posted today. It sounds like you can't even tell that it was a sound issue. It sounds crazy amazing now. But yeah, bro, it was incredible. I couldn't hear Zap at all. I'm gonna be honest, I couldn't hear Benoit at all. Like for real. I was just going off key. If you look at what I'm saying and how we doing it, I was going off key phrases and stuff that he was making because I had so much ambient or so much more noise coming in, like from the earpiece, listening to the instructions from Snap, and then trying to hear them over the ambient sounds that they had playing in the background. It was banana nut bread.
Yo, if you can do it in those conditions, you can do it in any conditions. Like talk about trial by fire. There was something special about the live stream though, because it was like we could hear the background noise and we could hear like the music, we could hear everything that was going on, but it kind of made it special. Like we were there too. It kind of set the vibe, and we could kind of tell that you guys were trying to talk over the thing. I don't know, dude. It made it feel like we were a part of the experience, getting to hear all the background noise. I don't think I would have wanted it any other way. I actually preferred the experience that it was.
I appreciate that because I know Snap is a perfectionist. He says it all the time, and he means it, bro. That's why he runs a tight ship. He means it. If he's saying like my man snips, he snapped into literally, like no pun intended, snapped into like a drill sergeant. Like, all right, Michael, check 1 2 1 2. What you got? All right, Michael, check 1 2 1 2. What you got? All right, we're gonna move over here, Dre. I need you to stand here, stand up. We're gonna check mic one, number one. Okay, let's go. Good. Go to mic number 2. All right, good. Go to mic number 3. All right, good. Go back to mic number 2. All right, cool. Let's go to mic number 4. Like he was on it, and you just move when he say move. But it turns out to be that great when he executes in that manner. So for him to be able to work and create that condition that we created, and on top of that, he had to work hand in hand with the Batek team like literally with the whole light situation. And I guess we can go. I'm skipping into the story, so let's maybe start at the beginning, Kaz, and then we can go that way. But it was nuts. It turned out pretty dope.
Snap will make you feel like you
Uh,
worked for him real quick. Oh shit, I work for this man. I better get moving. I ain't trying to get fired. He's a general out there, bro.
I'll say Compound saw. I think the setup for the LA live stream was actually a little bit bigger and a little bit bigger because he had bigger monitors and some other toys out there. But he was definitely a little bit more mobile friendly. It was super cool though because you know, Snapback is definitely one of those guys. Like I could tell after the first one, I was like, this guy we can make this we can make this happen the way he operates. He is not slouching. Um, but yeah, I think to what Dre was talking about this event space. First off, shout out to Bureau of Attack and Artifact and some of the others because the design of it was really cool and like it just was one of those like experiences where it was much more of like an art installation than like hey you're like walking in to see some shoes and some lights. Like it was like curated, so you kind of got to hear and see some of what you would feel like the Artifact story is and everything like that. And I see Harlan in the audience, so I got to give a shout out to him because the one of the best things, but it's just so funny because it was so good that people didn't realize what it was. There's like this box where you have like the clone like waving and the animist kind of crawling around. And what people didn't realize is that the clone, even though it was like following you whenever you would go up or it would like match what you were doing, it was someone in the back with like a mocap suit on, just like watching from a camera setup and then copying people. And like there's too many people I talked to that were just like completely oblivious because they're like, oh, I just thought it was like AR that was really good. And I'm like, no, like it was literally this whole like magic mirror situation going on. And that led into the funniest moment I think of the stream for me, which was them telling me to go in the box to highlight this guy that's in the mocap suit. I think Snap cut it out the main edit. You'll have to go to the President Raw version to see that. But yeah, man, it was super cool because there's a lot of like what you would say the Artifact vision is on display, and especially with something like that, like it was just super super cool.
No, yeah, that was some of the most unexpected things that was unveiling as the Geisai went on, and they had so many surprises like that. Like we did not know what was going on unless you was actually there participating. And yeah, that mocap suit was like definitely Wizard of Oz vibes, and like, oh snap, how did he even do that? And it was beautiful to see like the little kids walk up and be so happy that they could wave at this animus character and somebody could wave back, or they can blow a kiss and they'll blow a kiss back, or you know what I'm saying. It was just amazing to be a part of. Seeing Cass put up that recap that him and Snapback did just put me right back in the same mood and the same energy of where I was in when I was actually out there in Tokyo. I was like, damn man, we got to get back out there because it was truly an amazing trip and an amazing journey all in itself.
There's a clip of Takashi going up to the screen and kind of dancing with the clone or the animist. I think that was one of my favorite things I saw from the event. I can't remember where I saw it though, so that's a special clip for sure.
Yeah, man, it was dope. And like we said before, this wasn't even something that was planned 2 weeks before the execution of that. This was all literally, it came together over a conversation that at dinner that Snap and I had, and then me coming back, speaking to Cass the next day. And every time Cass and I talk on the phone, we talk for like, it just keeps going. We can go for hours. And I'm like, we literally have to cut it off. Like, all right, bro, we got to go because we're going to keep talking about everything. But we had a discussion about the idea that Snap and I was throwing back and forth at dinner the night before, and Cass took it like, "Oh yeah, bro, we can do this, we can do that, and we can take it here." We can. I was like, "Yo, I don't know. Yeah, I guess I didn't know we was gonna go. Yeah, but yeah, let's do it. Let's do that." And it turned into what you guys saw. So it was something that just came from a conversation, and grew to an actual event and an occasion that was shared overseas, which was so dope to even think about. So, yeah, man, let's get into the details.
Let's say if anybody wants to come up and hang out, you feel free to. You can distract from the Japan reminiscing at times. We don't have to go too deep. I know, because I'll start to FOMO myself back into a flight or something. Like I'm gonna be asking for a reason to do it again, because it was definitely one for the memory books.
I, I will just say, you having a conversation with Snap at dinner, Trey, and then calling Cass and it all kind of coming together just kind of goes to show the flexibility of not only Cass seeing the vision and then, shooting it out to the team, and them also being flexible and taking on that kind of vision and allowing you guys to create that. You know what I'm saying? So shout out to them as well for seeing it and letting you guys execute on it.
Yeah. Honestly, I would say that's been the process thus far, man. It's always stemming from a conversation. Some type of creative idea jumps out from the conversation, and we're like, yo, that'd be dope. Let's run with that. And then we just build on that and fill in the pieces as we go. And a week and a half, man, for us to execute on that level. Imagine if we would have had 6 months. You know what I'm saying? Some people build, when it comes to these type of events, with years. They got years to do these things. And for us to come together and just have a week and a half and execute on that level, like, it gets me excited for the future, for us to actually have like a good set amount of time and create experience for the community, because it's only going to get bigger and better, man.
We need a list. We need a list of upcoming events, some times, so we can start planning some things. Who's got the list, Cass?
You know as well.
Bro, don't you worry. Look, y'all want to get me hired trying to start talking about things that I work on. It's not gonna happen right now, but I'm excited for the future as well, because there's a whole lot of people doing cool shit. We want to make sure we help people do that, because this space moves too fast, and there's too many great things you can do in such a short amount of time with people who are this motivated. So it's like, let's just get to work.
Yeah, man. I'm excited for the future as well. A lot of great conversations, a lot of great opportunities that will be created, and a lot of great memories, man. Just even being a part of the Bureau of Tech situation, it still blows my mind, because honestly, I heard of them before this event. Heard of them just because I was speaking to the crew here, the Artifact team, and before that, I had no idea who they were. But after I heard about them, I did some research, and I'm like, oh man, they doing some super fire stuff. And then the fact that we can come together as a community and have an opportunity to work with them just from a dinner conversation is mind-blowing stuff, man. Like, it just lets you know the possibilities that can be created just from people executing, just from saying, yo, let's do this, and doing it, and then being able to build with event coordinators in a company like that. And again, this is only the beginning, man. This is only the beginning. Being able to pivot, create more visuals, right? Like, if we would have moved that sound wall, bro, y'all wouldn't have heard any of the conversation. We wouldn't have heard anything. We wouldn't have had any type of stream at all. It just have been what you saw, and our mouths moving, pause, because it was nuts. But yeah, man, coming together as a team, like, I'm glad that Cass put out the list of everyone who had their hand in it, because it definitely wouldn't have been the same without every single individual there doing what they did. And everybody worked as a single unit, and it turned out so fire because of that, man. So shout out to everybody who put their hand into this to make this a better situation, even down to the people who were just directing others to get to the mint machine, so they knew how and what to do. Like, that's what kept everything flowing and made it such an incredible experience.
Yeah, to double on that. Shout out to OG specifically. I see him and Meryl staying up late as hell, and Denjin too. Oh hell no! All y'all in here and haven't requested this whole time. bruh, it's like 4 a.m. for them. I know there's no way like they're just here lurking and not coming and reminiscing with us, because these guys really were like. First off, they helped put together a community meetup the night before, which was top tier, like I expected, super crazy. Got to see stuff from like the Taiwan group and Clone LA from the New York. Like they had the most like clone memorabilia that I've ever seen. And then they came through and crushed it again the next day with us at the event space, just helping out all over. But Meryl, I'm glad you joined the first one at 4 a.m. to come up. What's going on, brother?
What's up? What's up? I actually came up because I'm surprised to see OG. I mean, Denjin is a late night as well, but just seeing the crew at the bottom. So OG's got a kid and he's still on the spaces
Sorry,
right now.
Meryl, I'm on call.
And I'm also on Discord. So I'm just doing so much right now, but it's fun. It's fun. I'm good, man. How's things here?
It's dope. We miss you guys. Tell OG whenever he's off his call, he can come join.
Yeah, bro, we do miss y'all, man. Meryl, shout out to Meryl, man, because I got to say this in front of everybody. This dude took care of me in Tokyo from the first day. Like I landed, got lost immediately, found myself, found my hotel, went to sleep, woke up, and went to Shibuya. And the first thing that happened was Meryl hit me up like, "Yo, let's do lunch." And from there, I did lunch, dinner, and lunch, dinner, and lunch, dinner from that day forward with him. And he took care of me, man. Like, help. I have, I don't eat meat, right? I don't eat, chicken, turkey, beef, pork. And Tokyo is a heavily meat-based place. So if I was out there by myself trying to find certain cuisines to sustain my energy, it would have sucked. But I had him there to help, with the language barrier, coming up with the ideas of where we could go, um, helping me get to meet more people and network, shooting to all of the events. Like Meryl took care of me, bro. Like, and I am so appreciative of you because you didn't have to do that, right? And you and I had great conversations. I feel like we got closer, and I appreciate and I am so grateful for that experience to share it with you, man. Thank you again. I appreciate you so much.
Oh, that's nice. That's nice to hear. I'm glad you had a good time. I think Japanese hospitality is one of the best, really. It's kind of like, I guess, what I wanted when I came here. It helps to have a little bit of it can feel lonely when traveling, right? But then when there's people around you, and you can talk about whatever's on your mind, and it does put you in a vulnerable position, especially as a foreigner in a foreign country. But having traveled around a lot and meeting a lot of good people that are in this space right now, yeah, I think it's just my way of giving back and trying to connect. Tokyo is kind of crazy, and there's a lot of crazy good things happening all the time. So just trying to plug in, and yeah, thank you. Keeping humble, I guess.
No, yeah, bro. And I gotta say this too. Shout out to Meryl because everybody in Tokyo knows this man. Like everywhere we went, like Meryl, oh, what's good? They coming in not with daps, they coming in with hugs. Like they rock with the guy. So he's definitely a real one, man. For real. Like you got to put some respect on this man's name. So yeah, anytime you come back to the States, you need anything, I got you. Definitely the energy will be reciprocated, full fledged with love for sure. Just let me know, bro.
Anytime. We'll do. But it's a team out here. It's like Denjin, OG. Asagi's even here sometimes. There's a whole like Japanese side of the community that I don't even really touch in with, but OG's got the unlock. He's really holding that down. Denjin's been here since like before me and been really connected with the other NFT spaces, and we've bumped shoulders before, even before we know that I like knew there were many clones out here. He was at the Geisai before. I spotted him with mask on and his iconic hat on all the time, and didn't really go up to say hi because it was still that time period. But I think the first time we started talking, for example, was at a space which Marimo held called fuck, what's it called? Casa? No. Uh it was called something. And it was like another digital like art thing. It'll come to me in a second. And I was like, hey, are you like Denjin or something? We started talking. And it's like, oh yeah, yeah, you've been to Geisai. Kawa, Cawa, Kawa. And yeah, it's just like from there, okay, cool. You've been here around quite a lot, seen all these other NFT spaces and stuff and know all the people in the room. So there's yeah, it's nice. And then like down the line, Taiwan and the Taiwanese team and Taiwan Swag himself came along and saw that side of things happening, and they're doing a lot. I mean, some of the Taiwanese crew are coming back in the end of next month. There's an exhibition and stuff, and Julia is doing a thing here. So there's a lot going on the Asia side, and I wish there were just portals where we could just jump and see each other a lot more.
Agreed, man. Definitely need a Tokyo trip like next week for sure.
Yeah, the only problem is coming back. Holy hell. Jet lag is a real thing, and I have never experienced it in my life until coming back. And it was like one part, damn, why am I just not like walking on the streets of Tokyo getting coffee from vending machines? And then like one part, it's 4 a.m. in LA and I can't go outside because like you don't really go outside at 4 a.m. Nah, but it's I think I gotta also double back on what Dre said, because dude, Meryl is such a cool human being, and it was so funny reminiscing to like the start of me like reaching out to talk to them, some of them about like preparing for the weekend and things like that. And OG especially was like, oh yeah, we won't do much, like we won't be like too involved, it's okay, it's cool. And by the end of it, like these guys were so crucial in hospitality and making sure the stream was running and pulling off a event of their own almost. Like it's just like it was so cool to see how like welcoming they were. Like every time every person I talked to, I feel like if I had mentioned that like, oh yeah, I was gonna stay a day after and like look for some things or like go eat at like something like this, like somebody would DM me with recommendations, like long lists of recommendations, and I was just I was thrown by how welcoming a lot of people were. I feel like the U.S. hospitality might have some work to do, because y'all real genuine, and I think Merrill is a great example of that. So just lucky to have someone like you around.
Appreciate again. I can't take all the credit. There's a team behind us. It's a we. I think one of my favorite moments of Geisai was when Benoit was like, oh, like, oh, you should really check out Cam's stuff, and Cam's right there behind the camera, and he's just like, we've met a few times, dude. I butchered the story, but that's the gist of it. Basically, it's like this guy that's like, oh, you should check out this artist's work, and he's like 5 meters ahead of him. It's like no idea what the fuck this guy is. It's just funny, but it was a crazy event. It was I'm always going to be critical about it, so I won't bring that up. But it was great. I think a lot of people saw a lot of like the hardware, a lot of like the crew, the sound was insane. By the end of the day, we're just I can still hear the freaking noise in the loop of my head, just like
Gong.
you know what I mean? No! Like Stranger Things shit, man. That's crazy. But it was amazing. It was a dark room with like repetitive noise, and it was driving people like into some sort of phase. And then the old guy wins this pill. It's like, what's going on?
Yeah, I will say that is probably so. Two things I got to comment on: the sound, and then the winner of the Murakami pill, because these are both very critical topics. First off, the sound was definitely loud, and I think it was because like it was the worst for us because we were just like Dre said, we were right next to these speakers, and it was really because Bureau Attack killed it and created like this very like atmospheric vibe where the lights were timed to the sounds, and if you were walking around any part of the installation on like the main area, like you're gonna hear and like kind of see how everything is changing in the space with the music. But for the people standing next to these speakers, they just giant loud speakers. So we were eating that a little bit over there. But when it comes to the guy winning the pill, I think that might have been like the most iconic thing, because a lot of the people on the team, we were also sitting around like, when is someone gonna win this? Like, what do we do when a whole like 1,000 people, 2,000 people come through and nobody won? And we're just like, well, because a lot of us on the team, we weren't gonna mint either, because we were gonna mint until someone won the pill, because it just would have looked bad if I came back and said, look guys, I won this Murakami pill, and you're like, that was rigged. So him winning was 100% accidental, and I think Dre can also chime in on this. But I'm sitting there filming this guy for a little bit, and I just thought it was cool, because I was like, it's dope that he's here, like someone of his age. And I just assumed he wasn't going to win, because Snap all of a sudden started going at the same time. And Snapback's like, oh, I'm feeling it. This is the time, man. Like, this is when I'm supposed to get it. And he's going through, and his MetaMask messes up. And so he has to refresh. And when I say, like, I put my camera down and, like, I'm like, okay, that's cool. And I turn, and this guy is over here. Like, everybody's like, yo, like, are you serious? Like, crazy, blowing up. And it was easily, like, since he's not here, we can talk about it. But shout out to him, because he literally was 5 seconds away from winning a Murakami pill. It was full depression mode after getting it. He was so sad for like at least 2 hours. Oh my God, it was so funny.
Oh, he's still upset
he
about
was,
it. I
he was hurt, bro.
He'll still talk about it.
He was hurt, bro. He was hurt. But it was wild, because we were all there. Like, all of us, like it seemed like the whole crew was there. Like, who went? It was Chris. Clegg was right there. He did his first. I think Zap went before him, but Zap was over there, and we was all watching. So Clegg went. He hit a gold. Then I'm like, all right, Clegg went. I'm gonna go after Clegg. I went. I hit a gold, and then Snap was going after, and Snap and Harlan was going back and forth, like, who's going next? And Harlan was like, you go. And Snap was like, no, you go. And he's like, no. Harlan was like, no, I'm gonna wait, you go. And Snap was like, all right, cool, I'm gonna go. It's my time. I'm feeling it. And Snap went, and like Cass said, he had to reset his MetaMask because it didn't go through all the way. So I just leisurely look up to the right of me, and it's this older gentleman who's just sitting there chilling, going through it. And all of a sudden, it started going haywire. Blah, 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 blah. And we're like, oh, snap. And I look up, and it's like, oh, man, he won. And we look, and the pill is in the monitor right there in front of us. And, of course, he won. So, dude, the guy who won was just sitting there so calm and just looking. And everybody around him was like, hey, we clapping, applause, cheering, everything. I look over at Snap, man. He had such a sunken look in his face. And we look at what he won, and he won a crystal. And I'm like, oh, man, you won a crystal. And he looked at me like, blank stare, deer in the headlights. I'm like, yo, man, that's dope. You still want to? He's like, yeah, that's dope. That is dope. It's like, man, that was me right there, bro. I was right there, man. That was me. So, yeah, it was funny. It was really, really, really funny. But it was a great moment, because I think they worked out perfect. It was the perfect ending to a perfect day. This unexpected I'm calling him younger gentleman won, and he got hype after he realized what had truly happened. But like Cass said, it would have been kind of skep, and I felt the same way. If any of us won, people would be like, hold on, bro, like, Drake Mill won a pill, get out of here, man. Red Cass won a, you know what I'm saying? So for this unexpected young gentleman to just come in and want to participate in an art exhibit and come away with something so iconic was poetic to me. But yeah, I feel for the homie Snap, but he still won a crystal, man, which was a great thing. So congratulations, Snap, when you hear this a kid, bro. Congratulations, man.
You should have hit the ATM ASAP, bro. Just pulled out like $5,000, just offered it to him right there. See what would have happened.
No, somebody actually did, from Taiwan team, and then that dude thought it was a scam, so he like brushed my guy away.
I think there's some some Korean clones that were also making jokes. They were right there ready. But hey, we
Yeah,
got
they were right there ready. Like, I'm gonna offer you, and the dude was like, "What?" Like, he just walked away.
Cash is king, bro. They should have went to the ATM, pulled it out with a stack. Here you go, right now. Let's do a
Hey,
transfer.
let OG speak, man. He got his hand up.
I was like, he's got the good story too.
Yo, what up, man? I can't talk too loud because my baby's gonna wake up. But man, I'm here to do only one thing, which is give you all the story behind this old man. So me, Asagi, and another dude from the Tokyo team, we had a private call with this dude, just to explain to him like what the fuck NFTs are, and what's a MetaMask. Like we forced them to make a wallet on the day itself, but he was like, "Yo, what do I do with this shit?" And he was about to show his key phrases to everyone. I was like, no, yo, keep that, and turns out like I like literally, like, if you told me that like this wasn't scripted, I wouldn't have believed you until I talked to this dude. And turns out like he's actually a volunteer at a how do I say this? If people have problems in their life and are thinking about suicide, they can call this hotline, and people like him will talk to them. And so he's actually like, he volunteers at places like this, and trust me, like when I say karma is, karma comes around, like this is exactly what I mean. Like it could have gone to a better dude. And so we're helping him understand like what artifact is, and what NFTs are, what clones are, what this does to clones. And we thought he just came because he liked Murakami, but that wasn't even the case. So a person that he used to talk to, from the suicide prevention volunteer center he works at, it actually turned out to become an artist later in his life. And this dude was pushing out something at Geisai, so he came for that friend. And he didn't even know about Artifact. And how does someone who doesn't know about Artifact end up in an Artifact booth, right? That's what you wonder. And I got the story for you. He was just following the crowd out of the Geisai booth, and everyone just ended up lining up for Artifact. And he didn't know what the fuck Artifact was, but since everyone was there, he couldn't force his way out because there was too many people. So he was literally too nice to get out of the line, and he just ended up lining up for Artifact because of that. He wasn't even he didn't even know about what Animus is, what all of this. He just ended up, following the crowd into a dark room. So he was scared. He was like, "Yo, what did I land in? And is this a lie? Is this what is this?" And he got the pill, and everyone was like congratulating him. And he legit thought we were trying to scam him. He thought like this was all like, a setup for us to give him, like, give us the access to his bank account and everything. It was he legit thought we were an MLM, So so we, the three of us from Tokyo, had to call him, just follow up with him on stuff, and now, as of now, he hasn't sold the pill yet. He's trying to figure out, he's trying to talk to the right people, talk to his family, talk to lawyers, how to set up, tax and everything, and so we'll see, man. As of now, there's only one pill. It could have gone to a better person, and he's trying to figure out the right stuff to do with it. So that's all I'm here to talk about. Props to everyone, man. Thank you, Cass. Thank you, Dre. Thank you, Snap. Thank you, Tommy. Thank you, Denjin. Thank you, Meryl. Thank you to the whole Taiwan team, man. Looking forward to the day y'all come here again.
We'll be there
That's an
next
amazing
month.
story, bro.
We'll be there next month.
We as in us, like you including me in the we. Let's talk offline. We ain't gotta talk about that.
I'm
That's
talking
what we're
about
right
the
now. Let's
guy
talk about right
that's
now.
like 4 hours away from Japan.
Are we visiting the old man? Tommy?
Nah, I'm gonna leave him alone, man. I'm not. No, but seriously, if I've won a pill, I'll probably sold it and just like host a party and buy everybody food. That's what I would do.
This old man might be able to do the same, which is sick. And I think originally, like OG said, so first out, shout out to OG because he is like one of those people. Him and Meryl are like the dynamic duo for CloneX.
Yeah, they're like the Tokyo dynamic duo. They're cool.
So it's super dope having both of them. Just always bringing people together. But no, this guy, I think when you first told us that he was like a Murakami like collector, like I thought that was cool. But now hearing this actually like new version of he really is just like this dude who is just kind of randomly pulled by the universe to this place, like that is super awesome. Oh my god,
dude! Like there were jokes like this was Nakamoto Satoshi.
Yeah, the Satoshi jokes are so
funny. Oh my god! I was like, yeah, that might be true.
Dude, now I know why he looks so scared. He walked away from the Basa like outside the convention. Everybody, everybody was a scammer.
No, legit. Like we had to turn on our cameras and everything when we were calling him just to show him like, yo, we're like real people. We're not trying to scam you or anything. Oh man, it was funny.
No, it's dope that he at least has someone there who can help guide him throughout the process. Because as soon as he hit that joint, man, it was like, you know how we saw Takashi Murakami walking around the event and everybody was with him all the time. Like it was the same thing for this older gentleman. As soon as he won that pill, he had an entourage that was walking around with him the rest of the day, everywhere he went. So it was dope that he had some people who were, weren't there to exploit him, but actually help him take the right steps and build everything out. So that's an amazing story, man.
Yeah, for real. That's I'm just like so shook now because I'm trying to like reimagine everything from his perspective, and it must have been very interesting seeing like just like the fact that he just literally got into a line and he was too nice to leave, like because there was a lot of people and it was all sorts of different types and like diverse crowd. Like you had to be very like very interested, I'd feel like, at least at some points, because you walk into this room full of like just lights and videos and sound, and then there's just another line at the end of it to stand in front of this giant hypnotic machine, like because I remember seeing him go through the process. And like I said, I was filming him for a bit just because it was cool seeing an older gentleman hanging out. And he just didn't seem like in a rush. Like he was just kind of enjoying it to some degree, I thought. But, he was almost just kind of held captive for the right reason to win this pill and take it home and do something cool with it for his life. So, yeah, I know OG and Asagi will take care of him. You guys are dope people, and it's going to be cool to see how that story unfolds.
Yeah, man. I wonder if he's going to sell it for real. Change your life, my man. Change your life.
Bro, yen to US dollars, that's real.
No, I'm trying to hint to Benoit to throw him a clone though.
Ooh.
And then like, actually watch what the pill does. Damn, like which one's better? Which one's better, Cass? Which one's better, Dre?
I'm gonna be honest. As this seems like a Degen play, this will be my man's first real Degen play. I will say you always got to sell before the reveal.
Damn. So you don't want to see Benoit throw him a clone?
I mean, I didn't say that at all. I didn't say that at all. I'm saying like, if my man wants to, if he wants to make the best choice here, in my opinion, I would sell before the reveal.
I'm on Dre's side too. Like for him,
man.
Yeah.
That would change his life, literally. You know what I mean? And the way he was so like nonchalant about it. I posted the video and I pinned it to the top. You can look at him. He was just like, "All right, cool." Everybody like, "Oh man,
dude, I wish you'd have moved that camera to Snap's face, man. I was right there too.
Honestly, you know why I stopped recording? Because I looked at Snap's face and I saw the despair.
I
and
was
like,
right
oh,
next to him too. I'm like, oh my god, this guy is so.
Yo,
It
dude,
was like the whole team was there, bro.
I've never seen a broken man, but that was my first time, bro. I was like,
Yo, we had this conversation about this for like at
oh
least a
man.
good 2 hours after that. After it happened, he was like, bro,
So was
I
he?
was
He would
right
he would
there.
not stop about it either. He would talk
He
Yeah,
about it. It
was
was like, oh
broken,
man,
bro.
I almost had it.
I was right
He got-
there, man.
yeah, he called up his wife. It's like, I was just you don't know what's gonna happen. You have no idea what just happened.
I know, because
Oh,
I got a silver, and then after I see Snap's face, I'm like, yeah, I'm good, man.
I was right there, man. No, my MetaMask. If my MetaMask would have went through,
He literally
do you
was. He
understand?
was going through those situations.
I had to restart it, man. It's like, nah, bro, you got a crystal. That's dope. Yeah, that's cool. That is cool. But man, I was right there.
No, but I'm sure if he like listened to the recap and listened to the true story that OG talked about, he would be fine.
No, I'm
Yeah,
sure
I
he's
think.
good now.
Yeah, I mean, I think he got some reptiles at the end of the day out of
Yeah.
it, which is dope for him because I think he had mentioned that once when you see the shoes in person, it's like it's just not even the same, bro. Like it is kind of crazy to really think about how much design work was put into these, and the reptiles are like almost the epitome of that. And I
That's a
don't think I
fact.
could wear those, but like those ones specifically, I'm like, this is just leaving a shoebox type for me.
Oh, bro, I can't wait to throw those things on. I cannot
Same.
wait, bro.
Nah,
As
I
soon as
be
they
wrapping
get
them
here.
up, sending them up to the nearest boutique, being like, "Here's my here's my price. If you want
Nah,
to put them in the front display, that's all good."
the boutique will be on my feet. Call the boutique my socks because that's where they're going. I cannot wait. Once I saw them in person, once we got there, I immediately hopped in. I think I hopped in the Discord, the Bad Take Discord. Was like, yo, if you guys do not buy these Genesis and these reptiles and do not sleep on the angels, like I was reporting immediately. Seeing them in person is a totally different thing. And even now, right? Because it hasn't been a lot of people who've been able to experience them in person. They still have only seen pictures and videos and content from other people who received them in person. Even now, us speaking about it won't do the justice that's needed for people to truly understand what's happening here. Do not, well, I guess it's already late. If you slept, you just slept. But wake up, man. Make sure you get them on secondary. They're stupid dumb fire.
Yeah, I think the Genesis for me sold it. Like I literally left because just as another friendly reminder, Artifact employees don't get discounts. So we sit and wait until things come out, and then we get to after everybody knows, then we get to kind of make whatever decisions we want to make. So for me, that was like I was watching these Genesis the whole time. I felt like, and I literally was just like, I'm going to Japan. I don't need to spend an extra $1,000 on shoes. That's just not me right now. Like, come on, you already got the humans coming. You got these other ones coming. Like, you don't need that. And then I got there and saw them, and I was like, oh no. And then LeBron posted wearing them. I was like, oh no. I think after that, it was just like just a 1-2 quick punch for me, just to be like, all right. And shout out to Maximone. I was away from my ledger, and so he had to help me and send some ETH over and bought some shoes for me and help me forge. So that's the power of teamwork right there.
Oh, that's super fire. And it's wow, I forgot it was a couple of days apart. I forgot about that because I was still in Tokyo when the LeBron thing happened. So that was like just a couple of days after we saw him in person. That was dope. What a dope experience, man. Like, yeah, I wish Snap was here so he can talk about even just his personal interaction with Patek and the conversation that he had. The one thing I do have to say about this, and I said it in a different space, but I want to bring it up here, is that the entire Patek team, when they were setting up, man, they came in there looking so cool. Like everybody had on black, all black. I mean, even the movers, the people who were just moving stuff around, had on all black, and it wasn't like a bootleg, like Walmart T-shirt and some cargo pants. Like they had on some fire stuff, just moving stuff around and setting up. laying the foundation and putting the mint machine together. Like, it was just nuts watching them move so militant in a militant manner and look so damn cool while they were doing it. So that kind of set the entire energy to know what to expect for me, because that was the day before they had everything even set up. But it was a full experience just watching them work. And then we could not set up completely until they were set up, because we had to add on to whatever it is that they had set up. So we didn't get to really get down to the fully nitty gritty until the next day. And that's when Snap had the conversations with the Tech team and spoke about the lighting, because of course they wanted it to be a set energy and a set momentum with the darkness and the sounds and the lights that they had going with the music and the sounds and the simultaneous nature. So us coming in and putting our setup booth right there by the mint machine, at first I was like, yo, whoa, what's this about? I was like, no, we streaming, we going live, so we gonna need these lights. And they was like, oh, well, you need all 4 of those lights, or can you just do 2 of those lights? And we was like, I mean, we need 4, we'll try 2. And then we kept trying and going back and forth with them, and it was a whole ordeal at first. And then they saw the vision once they had the cameras up and running, and they saw the setup, and they saw how it flowed, and it was honestly so in sync. Because even I wore all black and I didn't even plan it out. I didn't know that they were doing an all black situation. It was just me going with the vibe. So it kind of flowed. It flowed really like effortlessly. And once they saw the video footage and the content, they was like, oh yeah, this is nice. Yeah, you guys should do this. And they started throwing suggestions. Yeah. Turn that light back on. Do 3 lights, and then do it on this luminant and take it to this level. And just being able to interact with that entire team and those producers, those event producers on that level was it was a nice life experience, to be honest.
Yo, can I give a shout out to Dre for his observant nature, one, because I did not notice that these cats were wearing all black until you said it. I was just like too caught up in whatever I was thinking about, I guess, to not anything about it. But now that we, it's Dre, like we know he gonna notice all the clothing options. But it was also funny because he and Marissa had like a similar vibe going, which I really loved the day of, because it was Dre came in with like this like little unbuttoned silk vibe going, and Marissa same thing, had some like silk, and I literally I looked at him, I was like, yo, y'all playing this? Like, this crazy. So no, but I think that's a big like shout out to Bureau of Tech though, because they were a really crazy, cool group to work with, for, a group that's doing all the runway shows for Paris Fashion Week, everybody from Dior to Gucci to, who you want to throw another French name out there or something, they probably do it with them. And it was like, yeah, it was just the most professional team you could ask for, even like working with them beforehand on getting things set up and ordered. And then also, like, because they also helped with the after party for getting reservations and having things aligned for that. And yeah, like by the time like 6 o'clock, once everything was shutting down, I was like one of the last people to leave, and I saw they turned the lights on and everything was coming down quick. It was like by the time we were walking out, like it wasn't even the same space. So it was really crazy to see how they operate, and like Dre said, it was good life experience for anybody who just got to be a volunteer, work with them for a little bit.
No, yeah, for sure.
Yo,
that was my first time
Snapback
meeting
is
Marissa.
here. He's
Oh,
down
let
there.
my man
We
up.
got the
Get my
man.
man
Yeah,
up.
get him up.
Get my man up here. Oh, I'm not even cool. I can't even. Yes, on you. Compound. Great. Do your job, baby.
Hey, Snap, what's going on, brother?
Yo, my bad. I'm out here.
The man
here.
himself is here.
Yeah, I'm out here filming. Well, my man from Gotham Garage, he brought his Ferrari out. So I'm out here doing a little shoot. I tried to schedule it so we had lunch right when you guys, where your thing was, but of course we're running a little late like usual. So, what's good though? What I missed?
Damn, you missed the whole thing. We about to wrap it up.
The whole thing.
Oh, bro.
You really want to know that?
I figured. I was like, at least if I get in there before 1, I knew y'all would probably be done around 1. But yeah, no, I scheduled our lunch at 12 to start breaking down, but of course, we're doing a bunch of running shots in a Ferrari, driving through the city with the drone and a follow car and another car and hero shots. So lots of suction cup mounts and all kind of stuff. So it took a little bit longer than usual. So I'll catch it on the replay. But I definitely wanted to drop in and say what's up and at least be present for a second.
Shout out to you, man. That's basically it. You freaking you got like 10 suitcases, 20 suitcases. Don't know how many arms you got, and you brought everything over. You set up everything.
You killed it, bro. You killed it.
Yeah, my favorite part of the trip was definitely getting from the subway to the first hotel with those 9 bags on those cobblestone roads and everybody looking at me like I had lost my mind. Every taxi driver kept pulling up to me like, "You need a ride? You look like you need a ride. Do you need a ride?" And I was like, I got it. Almost. But yeah, other than that, it was smooth sailing.
Yeah, you definitely killed it. I think you should paint the picture of not only that, you getting there, but you coming from LA the day before, having a shoot, flying into Tokyo and getting there at 3 a.m, and like give them your whole spiel, man. Let them know what you were going through before the actual event even popped off.
Yeah, so I actually had a shoot in LA. My flight left at 1 a.m. and I had a shoot from like 8 to 8 that day. So like I had to I actually had a shoot maybe 2 days before that using all of my camera equipment. And by all of it, I mean like 4 cameras, every light, all this stuff. So I kind of had to when the week started, I had to separate all my gear between like what was needed for the first shoot, what was needed for the shoot when I was leaving, and what was needed for Tokyo. But then I had an actual shoot where I filmed all day. Literally changed your clothes in the car, changed after the shoot, and then I went straight to the airport. And it was really tricky actually because you can only take so many bags on the airplane, and then like certain stuff has to be in the carry-ons. Like my expensive cameras have to be in the carry-ons, my computer, batteries, you can't put any lithium ion batteries under the plane. So like I had to fit everything that was expensive or that might explode into my carry-ons, and then sort everything else out into the checked baggage. And I was still over the baggage policy by bag because I just had so much stuff. But I actually, thank goodness, that they allow you to, those little carts that push, they used to charge you like $10 per cart. But thank God that I had to take 2 trips up down the elevator. I had to take a trip down the elevator, leave my suitcases, go back up, get the stuff. But yeah, and I actually, I managed to get to the airport finally once everything was checked in. The lady told me, "How tall are you? How tall are you?" And I said, I'm 6'2". She said, "Oh, you're too tall for a middle seat." She upgraded me to a better seat. And when I landed, though, it was 3:30 in the morning, and the guy at the hotel was like, "You can't check in until 1 p.m. Otherwise, you got to pay for an extra day at the hotel." And I was like, "Well, let me just leave my bags in, and I'll go sightseeing." So I actually landed at 3:30, took all my bags on the subway. We're talking like 6 bags of stuff on the subway, almost died, got to the hotel, checked it all in, left my bags, and then went to an ancient Buddhist temple, went to the top of the Tokyo Sky Tree, and then went directly from the Tokyo Sky Tree to the Tech Scout of the shoot. And so it was literally a nonstop. That was all basically within kind of 1 24-hour period. So it was crazy, man. Went to the Tech Scouted everything. Oh, and then went straight from the Tech Scout to the CloneX Tokyo party, and then filmed the CloneX Tokyo party. And then slept for the tiniest bit of time, and then woke up and did the Geisai shoot, man. So we were there at 7 a.m. or something crazy. And so the next day, and then flew home the day after that. So it was a whirlwind, man. It was absolutely crazy.
Snap, man. I got to give another shout out to you, obviously, because Drake gave some of the background of how the idea even started, and then how we pretty much got to have a few weeks to pull it together, and then obviously all of the fun stuff. We even hit a little bit on the Murakami pill situation. You had actually jumped in right at the tail end of that, so that's why I told you the space was wrapping up, because I didn't want to get right to that. But Man, I think it was the best part for me is knowing that your talents were definitely on like full display for anybody that got to interact with you, and like that was the one thing that I feel like a lot of people walked away with where they're like, damn, like homie over there was on point. He was doing exactly what needed to be done. He knew where everybody was, how everything's moving. Obviously Dre keeps bringing up Batak, but the way you were able to work with the founder of Bureau Batak is the head of all of these huge installations and fashion shows, and y'all are just having but last minute, like I'm over here sweating, bro. I'm holding this camera. I see like 200 people are in the room. I'm like, look, we gotta go. I was like, there's not time to wait. I was caffeinated, not ready to have a conversation, and Snapback is just professional. Like I just held it down, and so yeah, I'm super happy that you were able to do all this, and it was awesome, man.
Was he the founder?
That was
Yeah,
it was Batak the man sitting there talking to Snap about lighting the situation. Alexander. But it was fire because like Cass said, it was down to the minute. Like we was ready to go. And Snap even turned on the cameras like, yeah, everybody go down. And then here come Batak like, whoa, 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 whoa. We need to turn this down. You need to do this and need to do that. And they had to go through that. So yeah, I don't want to tell the story. Let Snap go. He got the inside scoop.
I just posted a picture in the comments of all the bags that I was carrying. I don't know if Meryl, I had sent it to Meryl, so I don't know if it's already posted, but I just posted a picture in the comments of all the bags I was carrying. Sorry. Sean, when you guys are ready, go ahead and just pull in front of Mark and we can go.
Bro, you filming right now?
Oh man, you got it. That's a throwback. That's a throwback right there.
Shout out to Mark, bro. Mark, I'm a big fan, Mark.
Yeah, Mark. Yeah, if you guys watch Gotham Garage or Car
oh
Masters,
hell yeah.
Yeah, man. So I'm filming with the owner right now today. He's driving around in his green customized Ferrari, getting a bunch of running shots. We're just setting up for a different shot on our way to grab lunch. But my crew is basically taking care of it. I got a nice little crew here, and so they just got to do what we've been doing all morning. But yeah, no, the dude, man, we had been dealing with various people for the shoot the whole time, and his assistant kept telling us to turn down our lights, and we like, man, I had the lights on like 1%, bro. Like the lights, I had turned down these lights so much, and literally right when we were about to press go, my man Batak came up in his French accent, and he was like, the lights, they're ruining the experience. They're ruining the experience. You gotta turn the lights off. And I tried to explain to him, like, if we turn the lights off, I tried to explain to him that if we turn the lights off, that is going to make the mint machine look really bad and make the set look really bad. And he's like, he's basically like, I know what's going to do. I've done a million shoots. I know how all of this works. And so like I was trying to be really diplomatic, and I could tell he was like an artistic genius, and so like, but what I did was I let him take a look at the monitor. I changed everything exactly how he wanted it. And I said, hey, take a look at the monitor. This is how it's going to look. And he was like, oh, no, it can't look like this. No, put the lights back. Turn the lights back on. And so we actually ended up turning everything right back to how we had it the first time. And he actually like sat down in my director's chair, but then he started telling me like, okay, can you move the camera 1 inch to the left, 1 inch to the left? Okay, now tilt down 1%. Like he was on it, like every little detail. Oh, he was like, there's a glare on the screen. There's a glare. And like there's a tiny little glare on the reflection of the mint machine. And he made sure we got that all cleaned up. But mind you, Zap and Chris and Ben are all sitting there like waiting to go. And Kaz is like, we got people in the room, and I'm trying to be like political and diplomatic and make sure I wanted to make sure he was happy while at the same time making sure the shoot looked good. And I was able to do that by letting him sit down and take a look for himself and kind of see what I was trying to do. And when he saw that, we got on the same page. But yeah, it was funny because he was just so like I said, he was like a creative genius, like a straight up creative genius. And I could already tell immediately coming in. And so it was cool though when I didn't know who he was, and then I looked it up like, oh, that dude is the man. Like he is the man. Like, so I'm glad we made him happy. And Nikhil was there too. Nikhil was right by his side, trying to make sure, I think he's CEO artifact. What is he, Kaz? CEO, yeah.
He's a
COO.
Yeah.
Yeah, so Nikhil was right there too. So I'm like, oh man, I got to make everybody happy right here. And I was like, and I try to just explain to him like we got to make sure it looks good right now, which we will do. but we also need to make sure that it looks good in the video, which is going to live on for 20 years. This video is going to be up for people to relive this experience, thousands of people. And then we kind of met in the middle, and we were able to keep it really diplomatic and get it done. So I was really happy with how it looked and how it turned out. And I think if anybody has a chance to watch the remastered version, you'll be able to see it actually turned out super crispy and clean. It actually sounds great. You can understand what Benoit was saying. So on the original feed, just so you guys know, like a big problem we were having was just like everybody was talking to each other, so they were talking into the mics that were not their mics. So like, and then Benoit was right in the middle, and he would always turn his head left to talk or right to talk. So he'd either be getting picked up by Dre's mic or Zap's mic or somebody else's mic. So I was able in post to isolate all those microphones and get it all to sound crispy clean. So
yeah, the link is in the post that Kaz put out today. Make sure you check that out, because it was incredibly difficult to hear even being there, right? So the way that you cleaned it up and solidified each sound now in this video was crazy. Like, I think we need to put that up on the Artifact official account if we can, because it sounds amazing for real.
I was gonna say it is on the Artifact main YouTube, so you can just go to that. I'm gonna post a link as well in the comments, so that way, because I think dude, Twitter, shout out Elon, really does not like links to any other social media platforms, because it is a rugged image, and it did not work in that thread, unfortunately, but it's all good. We gonna make it work.
There's a hand up, just so you know.
1 second. I thought we could now with Twitter Blue upload like 2-hour videos. So we may actually eventually be able to get it up on Twitter as well as an option.
Ooh, no, we can definitely do that.
Yeah,
okay.
we should definitely do that.
I got
Okay,
you,
well, that's an
guys.
easy
Let's go.
I think it's an 8 GB limit too. So if you check the file size, Kaz, of the one I sent you, if it's too big, let me know and I can compress it down to a smaller size to get you a Twitter version.
Word, yeah. I'll see if I can get it sorted. I think it was like 5 gigs when I checked. So it is a big one. Yeah, but let's go to HBB. I think I accidentally had you up as a speaker before. I might accidentally removed you. So what's going on? I appreciate you joining back.
What's up, man? Yeah, no worries. I was about to ask that, so thank you for addressing it. I'm chilling. I fucking love the whole filming thing, the whole filming crew thing that Sir Snap's got going on, because I'm a huge fan of filmmaking as well. And the fact that you talk on a walkie-talkie to get shit done is so sick. It's like, I don't want to. That's a bad. I was about to bring up a bad reference, but it's like, I don't know. You're a bunch of bodyguards just doing stuff. It's crazy. I wanted to know, Sir Snap, just one more question before I head back down, because it's too late for me right now where I am. How long does it take you to finish an average project? I know that's a very stupid question, because every project depends on how much there is to film. But what's the fastest or the most impressive project that you finished in the shortest time, and you've made it to look amazing as the ones you take your time with?
Well, the thing with me is actually, so I tend to shoot a lot of the projects that I edit, which gives me a big advantage, because by the time I sit down to edit, I'm kind of a jack of all trades kind of guy and not an ace of any. So I direct, shoot, edit. Like on the shoot I am today, I'm just directing and producing because I have a big enough crew where I don't have to worry about that. But I'm also going to be the editor. So as I'm in the pre-production, I'm already kind of planning how I want everything to be, where the transitions are going to be. Like I've already planned all the transitions for the shot we're doing now. At the end of this shot, it's going to pan left to right. At the start of the next shot, it's going to pan left to right. We're going to connect them, yada, yada. And so when I sit down to edit, I kind of already have an idea of all the footage, what the best shots were, what I want to use. And so I actually am a pretty fast editor, I would say, compared to a lot of people that I've worked with or I've known in the industry. I would say, generally speaking, I can bang out maybe, and it depends. So I do, well, let's put it this way. We do 30-minute YouTube episodes I shoot with my family, and I don't do the most fancy edit, but I can bang out a 30-minute episode in a day. I could bang out a 30-minute episode in a day So generally speaking, doing more polished stuff, I would say I can edit about 5 minutes a day, 5 minutes of a more polished thing. And sometimes when I do like, but then like when I did the CloneX Utah sizzle reel, it took me a whole day just to do that one, 2-minute reel. So it all just depends on the number of edits and effects and all that kind of thing. But I try to take it as a rule of thumb. Like if I have a project, I try to do a day of editing per 5 minutes, and then leave an additional like 2 or 3 days for polishing and cleaning up if it's a larger project.
That's awesome, man. I just followed you from your page. You have awesome videos. I'm currently watching the one Snapback Snapshot Mysterious Island in Tokyo Disney Sea Ride. Awesome. I love it. I love everything about it. It's great. While you were talking, I can multitask. I can listen while watching. So that is fucking sick. And yeah, the fact that you have a team as well is great. So yeah, I'm giving you your flowers because I'm a huge fan of that stuff, and I hope you keep going. And yeah, with that said, I'm gonna drop my ass back down and come back next time with my main account. And yeah, have a blessed day, guys. Really means the world.
Appreciate the love, man. Thanks for checking out the site, man. Appreciate the love.
Of course, go follow Sir Snapback on the fucking YouTube channel. Come on now.
That's a fact.
Yeah, that's the vibe. Damn, now I feel so bad. I accidentally rugged you before. But yo, we gotta give Snap a shout out again, because this is why I love working with this dude. He's obviously just got so many skills in his bag, and he does it all at a professional level, and just has a great understanding of like just lots of things. Like I've learned a lot every time I've talked to him. And
He's also got 5 kids. He's also got 5 kids. Like how does he do this?
Yeah, I don't understand the kids part. I'm definitely gonna give his wife the props for that, because I've met her and she's a dope person too. So like I know she's just holding it down for sure, bro. Because this man is busy.
Yeah, bro.
You gotta talk your shit too, bro.
This morning, on my way to this shoot, I have my truck loaded to the brim with gear, and I had to drop my kids off with my mom on the way to the shoot. So I got to wake up super early, clear just enough room in the back seat for 3 car seats, two for identical twin 1-year-olds, and my 5-year-old all had a car seat. Load them all into the car seat, diaper bag, milk, diapers, all that. Wifey prepped all the bags and everything, and got my stuff together. But I literally dropped off the kids on the way to the shoot full of gear, and I'm about to pick them up on the way afterwards, man. So yeah, it's definitely a juggle all the time, especially with 5 of them, man. 3 of them are in baseball, 1 of them's in band, 1 of them's in a comic class, 1 of them's in chess. So we got something, we go to church every Sunday, so we have no days off. Life is as hectic as it can be, but I think I look at my life and it's very full. It's very full, and I'm very grateful for that.
Shout out to Snap, man. I told you he's a real one, bro. Like, and I'm glad that everyone got to see you put that on display. And not only here in LA when we did the NFT LA event with Bobby Hundreds and Chris Lee, one of the co-founders of Artifact, but also across the world in Tokyo for Takashi Murakami and the CEO of Artifact and the CEO of Bureau Protect. Like, I'm glad they got to see you in full action, full flight mode. We'll call it that because I know you're a pilot. Full flight mode, man. My guy was out here doing his thing. Like, Snap is a real one, bro. He shows up all the time. He under promises and over delivers in every occasion that we work together. And I'm exceptionally grateful for you and what you do, bro. So shout out to you. Hats off to you as always. I didn't get a chance to shout him out during all the hecticness of the actual live stream, and I felt like turds after that because he was the main reason we all look so good. So I have to shout your name out from the mountaintops every time I get a chance now, and it will never end from this day forth. Shout out to Snapback.
It sounds like a fair trade-off, man. I appreciate it. I appreciate the love, man. And same thing, man. I couldn't have done it without everybody. It took a massive crew to do. I mean, we probably had 10 10 people actively working on that shoot, and even more people that help prepare and do things behind the scenes. And, you know, CloneX Tokyo really came through and held it down. I mean, held it down. And even, you know, like even Kaz, like my original idea was just to do like a fancy recap video with Dre hosting, and Kaz was like, no, we're going to do a live stream. We're going to do a live stream. And I was like, and that's way more complicated doing a live stream from Japan than just a recap video. But like, you know, Kaz came with the idea, and then Dre held it down with the host, man. Is definitely a group effort. Everybody, I mean, it took a huge group of people to do it. So I'm grateful to all of you as well.
Yeah, that's the best part. Like, that's why I was giving shout outs to Meryl and OG, because once we had the idea for the live stream, we knew there's going to be like other things that we would have to be focused on. Like, you know, I like Meryl was out there greeting people at the very front, like, you know, making sure when people came in, everybody knew like what was going on, how things were going. They were psyoping everybody to just stand in the artifact line. I don't know how, but because he came over to me at one point, and I like we're about to get started, and he's like, dude, everybody just keeps coming to the artifact line. I was like, okay. I was like, okay, like whatever you're doing, just keep doing it, you know. But yeah, and you know, it's cool because for me, I've always wanted to work in a creative field, and then to get into this like just whole like year turnaround where now I get to work with someone like Snapback, and then OG's over here directing and helping translate for half of us, because like there were definitely a group. So shout out to Gucci, Iwaku, and some of the others that it's just like, you know, I can't communicate in Japanese, but these people can, and then the fact they're able to just help us translate these messages and get everything across. And same with Denjin, okay, he's just been lurking right here in the middle. Okay, haven't got to pass to him yet, but Denjin was the best field producer ever. This guy's just sitting in my ear, not only translating Japanese and speaking Japanese like a real one, but then also translating Snapback. Anytime Snapback was saying something, I got the exact live feed of what he was saying. And
yeah, man, I just wanted to thank you for bringing me up. I wanted to make sure that you were here and all the excitement, because, like, you know, I was flying blind too, right? Like, I couldn't see the stream, what was going on, but we got the music playing and the lights going, and then Snap and a couple people talking in the ear. And I'm like, every time Snap's like, you know, we're like, okay, we're going to move to this shoe, we're going to move this shoe, but it's like, yo, let's get this and let's make this shot great, and let's, you know, work the stuff on the fly. And, you know, I wanted to make sure that, you know, you were hearing from Snap how great like these shots were coming out, and, you know, just capturing the moment. And, you know, we were doing a lot of that stuff on the fly. So, you know, initially I think we were going to try and get a shot with, you know, with OG kind of in front of that big monitor, but then it's like, oh, the lighting wasn't going to work out. So we want to make this right. So, you know, Snap made a, you know, on the fly decision, like, yo, let's not work with the host right now. Let's just get a capture of the monitor. Let's get the animus and stuff on there, and everything worked. So, yeah, I mean, shout out to the whole crew. Like Snap said, it was a huge team. It took a lot of effort from everybody. You know, the hosts, the talent, you know, everybody. Like, you know, behind the scenes, Cam was on the camera. We had Ryo and Val who were helping out too. And yeah, it was just an awesome experience, and I'm glad we were able to kind of share that with everybody.
So dope, man. I'm getting goosebumps talking about it again. I'm getting hyped like I was hyped there before, because it was really this fire, man. Snap's talking the way that he talk. Oh, that's a beautiful shot. Yeah. Go around to, oh, that's it. That's money. That's the money shot right there. That's the money shot right there. And Denjin feeding it back to Cass. That's the money shot. That's the money shot. That's it right there. That's it right there. That's the one. That's the one. It was just an amazing experience, man. And the way we pulled that off and as a team.
Yeah, and for real, I think everybody it was like Snap mentioned, it was like a whirlwind thing. I mean, I feel like that was for everybody, because we were all, you know, we were doing the community event the night before, you know, all the prep and everything, and, you know, partying with everybody. And then like I think probably shared between everyone, we all got maybe like 3 hours of sleep the night before, right? And then just rocked it.
Nah, I went home, man. I got sleep. I don't know about y'all. I was like, nah, I'm done. I'm done with this. I'm going to sleep, bro.
Y'all, I just pulled up at the Gotham Garage at Gotham Garage. We're about to start lighting for our interview setup. that we got in the second half of the day. So I'm going to have to dip out of here, but I wanted to say I appreciate each and every one of you. I'm going to go back and listen to the spaces all the way through. Definitely. I'm going to make the kids sit down and listen. The wife, y'all going to sit down and they're going to listen to the spaces. But definitely, man, if you guys get a chance, please check out the remastered live stream. It's up on Artifact's official YouTube, I believe. So you can go to Artifact's YouTube channel, check it out. And that way, you can scrub through it. You don't have to watch the whole. I trimmed it down to an hour, so it moves pretty fast. But if you want to jump to see a certain part that we're talking about, or you want to jump to any part of the video, you could scrub through it and check it out. And if you and into theme parks or adventures or travel, give my YouTube channel a sub. It's called Adventures of the Snapback Family, and we do all kind of stuff. We go to air shows, we go to Disneyland, we go to museums, went to the Murakami museums. We do a bunch of NFT related stuff, but it's me and my wife and my 5 kids just going. We're out and about doing stuff all the time. So drop us a sub on YouTube. It's Adventures of the Snapback Family. But I appreciate each and every one of you, and y'all enjoy the rest of the space.
Love you, Snap.
Appreciate you, Snap.
Love
Have
you.
a good one,
You
Snap.
legend, bro.
Love you all. Deuces.
Amazing times, man. I really am over here getting hyped like it was game time, bro. It was so dope.
Yeah, shout out to Denjin just for once again, because I think that's the coolest part. You guys are all Meryl, OG. You guys are a great example of it. Like the way you just show up, and even in the latest of hours, man. Like it's so like I don't even know what time it is for you, and I feel bad because I know you guys have spaces at 5 a.m. and I don't wake up for those.
Yeah, exactly. Why do you never came to our CloneX Asia spaces, man?
Bro, I need to.
We're
I
all
know.
here.
I feel
We're all
so
here.
bad.
I woke up at like 6 a.m. once and I hopped in there. I just rolled out of bed and was like, oh shit, we got a space going? And just hopped in. It was fun, man.
I'm gonna jump in the next one. It's one coming up soon, right?
There's one, I think, tomorrow. I think there's one tomorrow with that one might
5.
Beetle.
Yeah, Beetle. And
Yeah.
that's the best part. Yeah, shout out Beetle. Shout out to the Singapore group. It's so cool, man. It is. I think anybody who hasn't been to like a IRL event, I just encourage them to, because once you realize like the wavelength some people are on, and like you can actually meet, and it's like it's legit. It's not a bunch of you know how it is. You might meet some people, and it might not actually be the same type of like energy sync that you like, but the clone community, for me at least, I found that everyone is like usually on the same page in some sort of creative or just interested in open-minded fashion.
That's a fact. It's a vibe for sure, man. Like just even having these conversations. If you have not had the IRL experience yet within this community, you're doing yourself a disservice. Please come through to whatever event you can go to and have this experience, because it's next level, man. I'm really over here getting excited. Like we just got something to do soon, but this is dope. It's even more exciting to have the conversation about these worldwide communities. Like you guys are superstars, man. Y'all rock it all the time, and you show up and deliver all the time, never dropping the ball. Like the level of professionalism that's attached to all of these events, whether it's at the Geisai or as a local event, is just completely amazing to the T, and I appreciate you guys for doing that. So yeah, if you have the opportunity to experience one of these things in real life, man, do yourself a service and go to it, meet up, have conversations, build and grow. I can't wait for us to do this on a worldwide front yet again.
Preach. Let's throw it to my own Caro. I saw they joined. What's going on? They might be rugging. It's cool because I kind of wanted to hear more from Denjin anyways. Denjin, this is the one thing I like. I feel like it was so cool to run into someone like you and then see how this guy said he lived so far away that he took the train, came up, was hanging out, and then the next weekend I think there was another Bright Moments event, and I didn't expect to see like all these same people just like still pulling up supporting. So it was dope to get like just one last moment to chat with everyone. But Denver, how's it going?
Definitely. It was awesome to to not only just go to the event but see the turnout, like last year, because we went to Geisai last year with some clones and it was like maybe a handful of people, and this year, I mean, it was clones and more, right? Because the event was open to everybody, so it was really cool to see the broader like Japanese NFT community show up. Like I was dumb and like didn't take advantage of my staff pass and ended up waiting in line to do the mint machine instead of just like, well, I'm staff, I can do the thing. But it kind of worked out in the end because I was able to kind of talk to someone and Michelle and just kind of explain more about like just the artifact ecosystem and stuff we're doing and just NFT stuff. But then also just bump into so many different people I know from other NFT collections and things like that. Like Meryl mentioned Marty Mo. There's a, gallery owner who's like up there, like just a bunch of different people like Yazukis were showing up and all that too. So it was really great to kind of see everyone kind of come together. And like you guys have been saying, like the creative community is just, it's really big out here, and we span a bunch of different collections. It's not just like clones. We have other communities helping each other out and us helping others out. Like we did an event with the Bored Apes and the Azuki out here in Kabukicho too. So and speaking of Kabukicho, can we like? I can't get over how amazing that after party was too. Like,
No, yeah, we spoke about that in the previous space about how lit Takashi Murakami was, man, and just randomly screaming like that as
oh,
he's taking
dude.
photos and signing things. It was
Yeah,
hilarious.
exactly right. Like the signing he was doing was just like I was right there and got to see that, and I was like, oh my god, that's so great. Like some friends, got some of their stuff signed, and it was just like that was a once in a lifetime kind of moment, and I really appreciate that I could, be a part of that too. So it was an amazing event for sure.
Now let me drop some real alpha here. So for the plan of the Geisai event, we had a completely different setup than the one that was actually streamed and what happened. Like everything you guys saw was on the fly. Every single thing. We had a whole nother plan, a whole nother layout. We were supposed to go to the founders, and then we was going to go to OG and have him interview somebody, then come back to the founders, and then go to Marissa, have her interview somebody, and then come back to the founders. It did not go, as you see, it did not go that way. It was Chris sat down and he was like, yo, it'd be dope if we could just show this thing the whole way through. And this was right when it was go time. I was like, yeah, that would be dope. Yeah, let's just show the whole thing the whole way through. And that's what we did. We just called an audible, pivoted, and did exactly that. So that was the whole plan. And I said it before as well, but I don't think people know. Cass was carrying around this camera without a harness, a body harness. He was just carrying it, holding it with the power of his arms and his forearms. And we thought since we were going to have it that way, when he could jump back and forth, he would have time to be able to put the camera down, get his stamina back up, and then pick it up when it's time to shoot again. But since we called that audible and it was a full stream of the entire event, he never, I think he put it down twice, barely got the time to put the camera down. So he had to carry the thing around the entire time, filming the entire stream as the founders just gave a description of what we were looking at. And yeah, just a complete audible. And we just went off the fly, and it came together in such a beautiful way that it almost seemed orchestrated. So, yeah, man, I just wanted to throw that too.
Cass for sure went beast mode. Like I remember some time where like, we wanted to get the shot to like get, the right lighting and stuff. So we had to stop the camera down every once in a while. I'd kind of reach over his shoulder and just mess with the ISO to be able to get it. Cause he couldn't put the camera down. So we had to like, once he's like, show me where the dial was. Cause I'm holding the batteries and the mic and kind of switching things out and, listening to everything going off in my ear too. So it was like managing 10 things at once, but I was like, oh, we got to get the shot. We got to lower the light. I'd hear a snapback, in my ear saying, yo, like we got to drop it down. So I'd reach over his shoulder and just kind of hit the little ISO dial just so we could get that shot. Like, so yeah, it was beast mode, man. He went the whole time.
Crazy stuff. And it was going off of trigger words. Like I had a mic attached to my earpiece, and whenever the founders would say something about a specific DNA shoe, and keep this in mind, all of the shoes were separated. They were in the same area, but they were like stacked and lined up in a specific sequence. So if I said something about the reptile and I would click on the mic and say, yeah, the reptiles are beautiful, Kaz will run over to the reptile and have the shot ready for the reptile. But then if I said something about the robots, which was completely on the other side, he would have to run over to the robots and be prepared. And I would have to hit a trigger word like, yeah, the robots turn out pretty nice too. And then Snap would say something like, to the robots, we need to go to the robots. And then Denton would have to tell Cass, yo, we got to go to the robots. And then he would have to run over to the robots and make sure he got the perfect shot. So it was such an organized confusion of execution that turned out so fire. So just giving that background story so people truly understand how sometimes you just got to be able to call audibles and pivot. And once you do that, if you do that, it can turn out to be the best situation at hand. So, man, yeah, thank you guys for that. And it turned out pretty dope.
Yeah, shout out to OG as a host. He didn't make me run nowhere. It was just left and right. Him and Free Minded were so easy, man.
Yo, we got to shout out Luciano, man. Luciano, we were scrambling for people to interview too. We were like, no one wants to jump a camera, and Luciano was there. We were like, dude, come on, and he was like, oh, cool, I get to be on camera, cool, and he was like, man, he was helping us out too, man. We gotta shout him out. I wish he was here though.
He's coming back in like 30 minutes. He said he's flying back
really?
from Thailand.
Bro,
I'll be there at 6 a.m. Like, what? What are you doing?
I wish he was here though, damn.
Yeah, if the space is still going in 30 minutes, I'm sure we can get him on.
Yo, I didn't even know Cass is the ones carrying the camera around. I was there. I didn't even know that.
The founders didn't know either. Until I told them offline, like, yeah, that's Cass. They said, that's Cass?
Yeah, I didn't know it was Cass. I thought he was holding a little camera. I didn't know he was holding the big one.
Nah, he had the big joint. And especially during that time of the whole box situation, trying to figure out how to get inside the box when Snap was like, go in the box. Because they were talking about how they had someone in a mocap suit who was controlling the Animus inside of the hologram box. And Snap didn't know that it was a box, or it was actually a person behind the camera or the curtain.
Oh, you want Cass to go inside the actual?
He was telling Cass, open the box, go to the back. It might be something. Jump in the box. Go in the box. Go in the box. And he's saying this over and over. In the box. Go in the box. Go in the box. While I'm doing the interview, and while Chris
and
is
I'm like,
about
what's going
box.
on? Because we were all setting up from the morning, right? Like, literally, I was with Snap and the camera crew the whole time, like setting up the batteries, getting everything charged, everything plugged in, making sure all the the wireless things were synced up and shit. So I didn't even have a chance to go do the walkthrough that everybody did. I saw most of the area, but neither Cass or I think knew where they were filming for the box. So we're like, he's like, look behind the curtain, go behind the box. We're like, dude, we have no idea where that is. Like, we're trying to find it. Like, and all the whole time too, I'm trying to see, like, do we need OG for this? Like, do we want the hosts? Because that was the on the fly thing that can kind of change right from the initial plan out. So I'm like, I'm trying to keep like OG in the corner of my eye while we're trying to like head to this place that we've never been before. And thankfully it all worked out. Like, Cass found where the thing was. I don't know if he'd already known or whatever, but he found it. So we made it over there, and then they got all dressed up real quick just to be camera ready, basically, because they had a whole team back there, not just the guy in the mocap suit, but a bunch of people on computers and watching the stream and everything. So yeah, it was really cool to capture that moment. But we were like, where do we go? Like, we don't know where to go to find the people behind this box.
Go in the box.
It was like playing a game of telephone, but that there's a bunch of people watching. And it's like, it was one of those things where I'm like, there's no way, because I think Dre said it in one of the spaces, but he was like, you were trying to take your time with it. And I was like, because I didn't want to take the camera and just like start sprinting around, because I'm like, bro, where do they mean in the box? But at the same time, I'm like, I got to film this box and make it look good, I guess. Like, it can't be like, I'm just like pointing it at the ground. Like, it's going to be a terrible situation. But yeah, no, I think it was just the fact that we were trying to get that get synced on what in the box meant. And I'm hoping Harlan comes up and tells us a little bit about the mocap stuff, because this man. So I got to have the pleasure. I guess I can say this now, but I got the pleasure of getting to hang out with Harlan for a day and test out some of the mocap stuff. I'll post a funny picture of me in a mocap suit. because it was really cool to like just sit here and actually see how things have to be tested and like what that process is going to look like. And seeing what it was the day one, I ain't going to post all of the the renders that came out a little wonky, because you would be shocked at like what the difference is. But yeah, I know him and some others that were on the team, they really had to put their chops together just to like, yeah, make this happen. It's crazy.
Let's get Harlan up here if you want to go. I know Compound don't like inviting people up. Make me a
I know
co-host.
I put people on the spot sometimes too.
Bro, me too. I'm shooting the J. It don't matter.
Yeah, I don't ever invite anybody up or force anybody to talk. But let's get Harlan up here.
Whenever you're there, that's me.
You said let's get Harlan up here.
Let's get Hondro up here.
Get up
Hondro
here, man.
There. Let's hear all of that stuff. They got all of the good takes, man.
Yeah, because it's definitely like, especially if people. The thing is people didn't realize that it was a actual like it was an actual person running that. Everybody was like, "Oh, dude, it's just really good AR," and that says something to you if you can basically pass it off as like this is just like live AR technology tracking everything.
People probably didn't know.
Imagine what they saw. They didn't know at all. Imagine what they saw people doing that didn't know there was somebody in the background watching them do those things. Like
they didn't know because the actors were mimicking their movements, so they just thought it was AR, right? If it was doing some unique movements, they'd be like, "Oh wait, that's actually somebody in there." Like if it was doing some jumping jacks or some push-ups, maybe like, "What the hell is going on back there?" We got Harlan up here. What's up, bro?
Yo, what's up?
Cass wants the alpha, and I definitely want the alpha.
We all want the alpha.
What do you guys want to know?
What happened from the background of it all, being in the mocap suit, having the team, getting things together? What was your experience at the Geisai from your point of view?
Dude, getting that all set up was actually pretty intense. So we had multiple teams working on this together, some which only exclusively spoke Japanese, some that only spoke Korean, and me that spoke English. So legit, the whole time we were on the Translate app, literally just like translating stuff to each other to get all this orchestrated and set up. We did have one person who, it was like her first day, just started, and she happened to know Korean and Japanese, but she was only there for like a short period of time. And on her first day, working on this, she was like tasked with like translating everything for us to go back and forth. But yeah, I know there was definitely like a lot going on. So I think we had 6 people from the proto team, which is like the hologram box that we were doing. We had 2 people from Rococo, which was the motion capture team that we were working with. Me, and then 2 Japanese actors, which we had a specific setup for them to be able to swap out and take breaks in between the takes. But the actors, mostly they weren't mimicking 100% all the time. They were doing a lot of things to try to lure people to come in. So they would like wave or do certain things and try to flag people down to come by. And yeah, like they did dance a lot. Actually, we put those guys to work. Like we had them moving.
It was definitely a hot spot. Everybody would stop in front of it, and somebody talked about the video of Takashi dancing with like his his family or whatever in front of it. Like that was pretty epic.
Yeah, I believe that was his granddaughter. It was like honestly like one of the cutest things. Like she was like dancing, and they were dancing with what was 1651, like our main clone. So they were dancing with her for like a hot minute, and then I think that's when I think maybe Ben was the one that's like, oh, let's take him to the back. So took him to the back, randomly, unexpected, and they just see that there's this like, not only was the actor not female, it was a younger like a guy who was like in the body of a cloned female doing all the acting and stuff. So she looked at this guy like, yo, it's you the whole time? And she checked out the area and she ran right back outside in front of the hologram machine and danced for like another 15 minutes, just kept going, put this man to work.
Those are his daughter, actually, not granddaughter.
Oh, they were daughters? Oh, okay.
Yeah, that's all good.
No, man, that's amazing. It's so dope to hear everybody's perspective because we all had a different experience simultaneously at the same time, right? Like you having a whole squad of people back there working on the holograms box and the mocap suit and the language barrier and getting over that hurdle, but executing seamlessly throughout the entire event, right? Cass walking around carrying this 70-pound camera, sprinting from shoe to shoe, station to station. Denjin following behind him, changing out batteries and plugging in plugins, and Mero out there getting people to come into running the PSYOP to get them in the artifact line. Like everybody had their own job to do, and it was executed flawlessly. Like that was my first time meeting OG and Marissa, but we all just clicked up and linked up like Voltron, like Power Rangers, and knocked shit out the box. It was just a dope time, and that's what the excitement comes from, because when you have people who have similar interests and that energy is just flowing, you can do anything, and that's just proof in the pudding right here watching this situation unfold.
Yeah, for real, it's really all about, like, at least for this event, it was like we were trying to set it up in a way that as you walk through this like entire like exhibition, like you felt like you were the main character, from the music to the lighting to like the interaction to the people going there. Like it was a really intense like experience that you would manage to like go through, and it would kind of tell the story of like almost past, present, and future. Some of the work that we've done with Murakami, and we see like a little bit of the behind the scenes in the beginning with some of the Animus characters and some of the clone work to take into like the actual Air Force Ones and the designs that we worked together there to showcase like all the DNA sneakers, to be able to walk up and not when you were walking up towards the hologram, there was like this long walkway that we purposely put on there with lights that would essentially animate to certain beats of the music. So it's like as you're walking down this long ramp, you're walking towards the hologram itself, and you pretty much felt like a boss the way that it was set up with the music. And you walk up there, interact with the hologram, and it led you right into like the Minty machine, and you got to see all the bright lights and everything. So it's really all about like every single detail that we were focused to kind of make that experience feel unique, not just as like for a group of people, for also the individual as you navigated through it.
So dope, man. Such a life-changing event. That was so dope. As well, Cass, when did you take the time to become the clone in the hollow box, bro? When did that happen? That's nuts.
Man, I had the mocap suit on the whole time underneath everything. And that's why I was rocking it.
That is crazy. I had no idea. My man was literally Clark Kent and Superman vibes the entire time.
I'm learning Cass is a jack of all trades, man. This guy does everything. He can do it all.
Yeah, it was pretty funny when we went to LA. Like I was in LA for maybe 36 hours to do a test of all the tech that we were putting together for this, and Cass was the one that met me up there to kind of help out with everything. And I'm like, yo, Cass, yeah, I can't be in the suit because I'm actually like literally real time working to kind of like get all the stuff in Unreal configured and set up properly. So I can't really do both. I'm like, you want to be in the suit? And he's like, yeah, I guess sure. So we had this man in the suit the whole time, just like dancing, doing all kinds of movements, trying to break the rig. Because the thing is, like, all of this was running in real time the entirety of the show. So we had it set up where there were 8 different clones that we were using, and I designed it in Unreal. So like the person who's like on keyboard can essentially swap out between clones by just hitting like the number keys on the keyboard. So 1 through 8 gave you different clones. H would just essentially just like hide everything in case we ever needed to do like a refresh of something. And then I put like a B key that would initiate the break sequence, which is where we saw the Animus character. So we saw, I don't even know if we actually released the names to most of these guys. So I'm just gonna say the Animus characters. We saw 2 Animus characters and 1651 going through their animation sequence, and all of that was also done in real time. So the engine was running the entire time. So if a crash happened, it would have been interesting, but we did have a contingency plan because I ended up recording that break sequence, and we had it loaded up on a separate computer. So if something were to happen, we would instantly, the system would swap into that one, and like no one would notice. But we also use that as a way to kind of swap out actors and give them breaks. So when the clones weren't there and there was like the anime sequence, we would swap out the actors, give them a little bit of a break, and then get right back into it.
This is crazy, bro. Like I had, I had no idea this was even running this way. That is amazing. So did Cass have to be behind the curtain for the mocap to pick up on his movements,
Nah,
or it was
that never happened, bro. That the stuff was no. That's a joke.
that? So how would you know when the clone was in the hollow box? He'll just let you know what's up, or you would just switch to him and it'll be in there.
Wait, what do you mean?
So when Cass Cass was the clone in the hollow box, right?
Mm-hmm.
How would he know when he was up, when it was his turn to perform inside of the hollow box?
Oh yeah, we had special cues. We would let Cass know. They're like, hey, come back here real quick. I know you're managing cameras and doing all kinds of stuff, but come back here and perform.
Yo,
and I don't know,
that's nuts.
like, Cass would just like, I don't know. He's like,
Harlan, we gotta kill this. You going with this too well, bro. People are gonna be like, wow, you really were in the hollow.
Yeah. For some reason, I thought Cam was in it. Somebody said on the live stream that Cam was in the mocap suit. Maybe I misheard.
Oh,
No.
Cass and Cam.
So that was a cool moment. I think Meryl brought up. That was Benoit giving Cam a shout out because he saw that Cam did like different things in like AR mocap suits, and so he was kind of just like breaking down what was happening back there. But no, I got to test it. The mocap suit wasn't fully ready for me because it was tracking all of like my body, but didn't have like the head portion working correctly. And as Harlan knows, it was a very rough start compared to where it was in the end. Because you guys even had like, a different outfit on that clone by the time I saw it, and the fact that you guys had 8 of them all rigged and ready, that was crazy. But yeah.
Yeah, no, it was definitely like, the one that we initially used was essentially like our test clone. And we had a base rig set up. So all the learnings that we got from that test experience cast, we ended up feeding back into our pipeline and iterated on to kind of like push that rig even further. So that was like super helpful. And then we iterated on it for a little bit for the Tokyo event. One thing that actually helped sell the illusion of holograms, because it was one thing of actually just being there and seeing them in holograms, but we also needed them to photograph well, so it didn't look like just like just a character plastered on a screen. So one thing that really helped with that is we put in, or at least I put together a soft shadow that was kind of like a hard soft shadow, so like a really intense shadow with the soft edges on the background that was in real time on back plane. And the way that it was set up, it was like the box itself, I think, was maybe about like 18 inches in depth. So in Unreal, I set up a plane towards the back with a light that was hitting them like pretty harshly to cast a shadow, but not actually casting on the character, but just for the background. And it would give that extra illusion of depth as they were moving. So they looked like they were actually self-contained in the box. So it's like these little small, tiny tweaks that came in and kind of finalized that. Is some of that shadow portion of it actually came in like super hot last minute. Like I did a test the day before at the event. And it's like, oh damn, something's like missing. And then went overnight before, rigged up like the shadow, did something you're technically, I guess, never really supposed to do, and do a bunch of changes right before a big event the day before, and just hope that everything goes well. But I did that, and the next day it worked well. There was one issue that actually I did break something, and I had to do like a tweak at like 9:45, and the show was going live at 10. But we got it working, and all was good.
That's why Snap thought it was somebody actually in the box. He was like, man, there's somebody in the box. Go in the box. That's amazing, bro. You are a genius, bro.
I just picture Snap saying, "Go in the box. You got to get in there. Let's go see who's in there."
He's in the box. Go in the box.
Dre, Chris had Dre do an audible right before the live stream. Harlan was doing audibles the day before. Like, that's adjusting fire, man. Being flexible. Like, this team, this project, everybody in it, man, is flexible.
Next level execution, bro. Appreciate you, Harlan, man. Thank you very much for everything.
Yeah, appreciate y'all, man. It was actually, it was great meeting like all of y'all in person, because we always like chat or hear you guys on spaces or like I'll creep on the YouTubes after and just listen, see what's going on. But no, it was so dope, like vibing with you guys and kind of just meeting you guys and experiencing everything and going out places. It was just like awesome. I don't know. I love it.
Likewise, man. It was an honor and a pleasure meeting you, bro. And if you think about it like this, if you would have went before Snap when y'all had the debate, or think of it like this, if y'all didn't even have a debate about who's going to go first, you probably would have won the appeal too.
Oh, dude, that was hilarious. Oh man. I know y'all recount that already, but man, it was so good. I was like talking to him for like a hot minute, and I'm like, nah, bro, it's like you gotta go first. Like, imagine like what would happen if one of us, like staff over here, ended up winning a pill. Like that would be such a bad look. And it's like he's like, well, all right, I guess if you put it that way, I'll go. And my man fumbled the bag. But honestly, it went to like I couldn't have gone to anybody better though. Like after hearing the story about the gentleman, it was like so good. And just seeing like just his reaction and just his humility and just being like he had no idea what was going on, but he just stood there. And then yeah, we quickly got like um Asagi and I think Goji to chat with him to make sure that he was well taken care of. Because yeah, we were definitely hearing some rumblings of people in line of like, yo, let's go to the ATM, let's get this man like some $500. I'm like, nah, bro, we got to protect this man.
They was on him like vultures, bro. I ain't want to say it, but they was on him. Hey, what's up, bro? I told you, bro. He had an entourage after that.
It was definitely showed how fair it was by him winning. Is there anybody who could speak on the technology behind it? Was it like a unique QR code? I actually didn't get to see the whole process. Anybody who went through it, like each person got their own QR code or something? How'd it work?
Man, I wish we could have had Jordan here. Because shout out to Jordan or Starbar. I'll tag one of his tweets, but him and the quarter machine, they basically have this like he explains it actually on the stream. So y'all gotta go watch the stream. That's a good answer, because Jordan on stream goes through the explanation of how it works. And Marissa goes through and actually mints a little bit. And yeah, it was really cool, because the whole idea is it was like a random reveal, and it wasn't tied to anything. Like, there was no like specific QR code or like MetaMask wallet that was like assigned to win. It was just kind of like the random probability of what's left and what you could get. And yeah, and they also had some people. They had several people on site. I think there was 3 or 4 that were there purely just to talk about like how to go through the process. If there was anything wrong, they had wallets set up with some Ethereum to send to you, so you could make sure you could mint. Because some people, they didn't have wallets, so like they just genuinely didn't have the ETH to mint, so you had to make sure you had that covered. And then you could see on the screen too like how much stuff was remaining. And it was, yeah, like there's a little shot that I have in the recap video where there's like a little girl like and dude, this is like the probably my favorite moment, because it was just like this literally like maybe like 4-year-old, and she's just rocking like a Murakami DOB like jacket, and her parents are just sitting there just letting her like mint these NFTs. And I'm like, bro, like this is actually like kind of like what the point is, if you want to think about it. Like the next generation learning what the stuff is. Like she wasn't really like, oh yeah, like Ethereum blockchain, you're sending me ETH, like that makes sense. Like, so am I gonna send this from my hot wallet to my ledger? No, she was just like, oh, I click this button, that's cool. If I click this button, that's cool. And then I just wait here and I see what I get. Dope. And like it was yeah, it was really, really cool to see.
It was dope, because we had to keep that in mind when we were shooting the live stream, right? Because if it's people behind us minting and say their QR code pops up, somebody on the live stream could have put their phone over there and essentially got whatever it is that they minted. So that was another thing that we spoke to Batek about when we were setting up the shot for the live stream, and having people in the back doing the live minting on the mint machine as well. So yeah, it was a time, bro. It was a time. It was dope.
I know the clones, bro, and somebody would have finessed that. Somebody would have done it, dude.
Bro, they tried. I saw it in the comments of the group. Like somebody legit tried to do it. and I don't know where I saw it at, but I remember reading, and he was like, "Yo, how did you get this?" And he was like, "Oh, I was trying to get it off of the background shot of the live stream." Like he
I think it was.
legit just said it.
I think it was the video of the guy winning the pill. Somebody screen grabbed the QR code from it and saw if they could run it again.
Yeah, they was shooting the J, but you know,
bro,
that's
a J from the nosebleeds, bro. Man. Oh, you were about to say something? Sorry.
Oh yeah, no. I was talking to Jordan, and there was quite the number of bot attacks on the contract itself, actually, throughout the day. And Space Station was just, they did a really, really good job of not botching the whole mint process. Shout out to Space Station, man.
Yeah, that's the power of the people in this space and this that kind of have gravitated towards Artifact. And I think they're like Jordan. He's a crazy creative himself, but then all the things he's tied into with Space Station and Quarter Machine. And yeah, I was remembering like I was trying to explain to OG, because you guys got to keep in mind, this is one of the funniest parts. Like OG is translating a lot of these messages for the Japanese like volunteers, and like these are people I would love to try and like kind of talk to and explain these things through. But 30 minutes of we're talking about like, hey, Pepe is wrecking blockchain right now. Gas is through the roof. Like, what are we gonna do if we have to spend like $200 on gas on every mint, and we have 5,000 people come through? And so we're talking through like contingency plans if we run out of ETH and yada yada yada. And like OG's got to be there too, like to not only like take in like while this stuff is happening, like how he's supposed to interact with people and explain some of these things, but then also translate it all over to everyone in Japanese. And yeah, you guys held it down, because luckily Pepe trading wasn't too bad for us for a little bit. We made it out alive. Didn't have to deal with too much crazy catastrophes, but the line was smooth. Nobody was running around like pushing each other and too confused when they got up there. So it was it was beautiful.
I think I remember checking it. It was still like $17 a mint, which is still so crazy. Such an Ethereum problem to have, dude. That's crazy to be paying out to mint each one. But you guys adapted again. Like having that meeting in the first place is a total Ethereum problem, and then adapting to it. I think it went over well, man.
Luxor fixes that. Shout out to the homies.
Damn. Well, this has been a good spaces. Y'all like Dre said, y'all got my giblets going, because it definitely had me feeling like I was back there ready to go. Japanese coffee also is so much better. Oh my god, you guys don't even understand. So I was hella caffeinated that day, just like revved up, and like my life has not been the same since. But yeah, we'll wrap it up here at the top of the hour after a few minutes. I think there's a couple other dope spaces happening today, so make sure you go check out Boo with his Rug Radio space. And then, damn, speaking of Rug Radio, Compound and Dre are going to be talking with Farouk on Bad Take tonight. So, that's definitely one y'all want to go pull up to. And yeah, it's going to be great. There's too many amazing people in this space doing cool stuff, and I'm excited to keep bringing everybody together, finding ways we can do that online, IRL. We're all here for it. And so it's definitely a group effort. Nobody is out of reach right now, and it's just who wants to do something cool and make it happen type vibe. Oh damn! I was about to walk to get my coffee, and I forgot that I have to play outro music on these things. But let's give the last words to Meryl. I like Meryl. Oh, OG, you about to say something? Damn.
Hold on. Meryl, I love you. You'll have the last word, but we have Luciano, dude. Pull Luciano up.
Hey, Luciano, come on up, bro. We got to hear a little word from you. This man is he's like honorary Clone Tokyo person at this point.
Dude, he does the most, dude. Luciano does the most for us.
Luciano, come on up, bro.
Dude, Luciano does the most for us. Dude, he does the most for us. Dude, he does the most for us. Dude, Luciano 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 does the most for us. Dude,
He lives closer to CloneX LA, but he is honorary Clone Tokyo. This is so fucked.
He's got so much. He's got so many prints here, man. It's crazy. Like I'm just surrounded by them. Is he coming up?
OG said,
I
Miro, I'm
he's
gonna let you
coming up right now.
finish.
time.
I know he just
Finish,
Kanye'd
but
me, man.
My
I'm
bad.
gonna let you finish, but
My bad, Meryl.
He said Luciano had the greatest music video.
Luciano
That's what
has
he
the
said.
best music of all time.
I just landed in Tokyo right now, actually. Like,
Damn, you just get off the plane?
nah, like I'm still on the plane. People are standing up here at their luggage right now. Yeah, like 2 hours of sleep. But yeah, it was great meeting everybody. Yeah, lacking sleep right now, but I'm glad I got to join at the last minute.
That's
Hey,
crazy.
bro, well, get off the plane and go get yourself a nap and some sushi or something, and then hit up the rest of the Tokyo crew.
Nah, get Japanese coffee. Just get all
Yeah,
wired on caffeine. That's what Cass did.
but yeah, it was really
Get
no,
yourself some
that
good
coffee changed my
karage.
life.
yeah, it was a great time. So
Sounds like you're underwater, but it sounds like you said it's a great time.
yeah, these AirPods aren't the greatest either, so my apologies.
We appreciate you, man. We appreciate you and all your contributions to the entire event. You being there to be interviewed by OG. You saved us with that one, so thank you very much.
Of course.
Love you, bro.
Yeah, maybe I'll see you again, bro.
See you soon, man.
Sounds good. You guys have a good one.
You're trying to hear Free Minded is like getting Geisai flashbacks. Like, I have no idea what he's saying. I'm like freaking out. I'm hearing like wong, crazy noises in the background and shit. Like, oh my God.
My bad. I just took my AirPods off. Maybe you can hear me a little better. But yeah, it was great to meet everybody. It was a great time. And yeah, you guys can probably hear
Oh,
background.
Damn, I
man.
miss
Here's,
those ambient sounds, man. I miss those sounds, bro.
yeah, the airplane instructions.
That's a trip. Man, there's a lot of us that need sleep right now.
Damn, Free Minded is the perfect outro for this. He just came in with the actual like Japan vibes, dude.
All right, I need a trip. Let's replan a trip, Dre. We got to go back. I
Let's
gotta
go,
go.
man. Let's go. Tommy said something about us going next week. Let's follow up with him.
Let's go, Tommy.
Let me know when
Yeah,
you
hit me
guys
up.
come out again. I'll join you.
Always.
All right, man, that's it. We just gotta end this faces. Y'all killing me. This is it. It's getting rough, bro. Damn, this is crazy. Everybody going to Tokyo now. That's just what happens. Damn. Go get some sleep, Luciano.